Nelson Mandela Bay Metro is experiencing severe drought, and this is impacting residents and the local economy. Impofu Dam is sitting at 7% capacity, and this is the lowest it's been since it was constructed in 1983. Residents and businesses are not getting a steady supply of water. The Mayor, Retief Odendaal, has been outlining plans on how to mitigate the water crisis. eNCA senior reporter Ronald Masinda tracking the story for us today, joining us now this afternoon from the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. Ronald, good afternoon. So what are the water projects that the municipality is saying is going to be embarking on in order to solve this ongoing water crisis?
Good afternoon, Bradan. Well, the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality, together with the National Department of Water and Sanitation, will be embarking on several augmentation water projects, as well as drought prevention projects. And these projects will include a bulk infrastructure of the upgrading of it, as well as to ensure that there are other means to ensure if the water or the dams run dry, that there are water projects that will assist. But what we understand is that there are at least 10 projects, and they are of the tune of 1.2 billion rand, and the municipality is expecting to see some positive results around March 2023. And what we also heard from the municipality is that they are concerned about the current state of affairs here in Nelson Mandela Bay, where water or dam levels are sitting at 14.34%, with the worst affected dam, the Impofu Dam, sitting under 7%. Less than 1% can be extracted from that particular dam. We heard from the municipality's Dries van der Westhuizen earlier.
Impofu Dam, it is our most important dam. The water has, when we were there, you saw that the water level is lower. The intake tower can't get water out the dam. We put a barge down. Subsequently put a second barge down so that we have about 67 megalitres that we can put into the uptake tower. The dam is at that level where we have to move those barges about 6 kilometres further down the river, closer to the dam wall, and that project is going well. The electricity connection is the next major phase that we need to do there. So we're just waiting for supply chain to approve that contract so we can connect the electricity, and then we can get the last little bit of water out that dam. We've talked about Nooit Gedacht water treatment works. Once again, it's important to once again understand that it's not a dam, it's a water treatment unit. We can only clean 210 megalitres a day. So it doesn't matter if we can get more water from the Garib Dam, we can only clean 210 megalitres a day. That is our constraint. That project is basically finished, and we can at the moment supply on a daily basis 200 megalitres a day.
Ronald, I understand that the Mayor has raised some concerns about, for example, tourists who have been making the water crisis their worst. I mean, we've just come out of the holiday period.
Rightly so, and this particular drought has now lasted for nearly 8 years, and the Mayor saying that their concern was that the hospitality sector didn't play its part in addressing these concerns. There were a lot of tourists coming into the metro, which is of course good for the metro, but the concerns are the dam levels continue to drop. I've got with me a guest, another visitor here in the metro. I'm joined by Mr. Bonnie Otto. Thank you so much, Mr. Otto, for your time. You are taking time off fishing. But how much did you know about this drought problem here in the metro?
Well, I've heard about it. I'm from the Western Cape, the Overberg, and I've been listening to the problems because I'm a regular visitor to the metro, and it's been worrying everybody I speak to. They're all worried about it because we've had the same problems down in the Western Cape, and it's really something that bothers, I think, many people, especially tourists, people that comes visiting from all over the country. And if they can sort things out, especially with the rivers coming out and water going wasted through the rivers, not only through the dams, But there is also rivers around here that they can extract water from more frequently.
You say you come from the Western Cape, and we know that the Western Cape around 2015, it was going through its own worst drought.
That's right.
But obviously good rain has got the Western Cape out of this drought.
That's right.
The problem here is there's a lack of rain. As a person who has visited this metro, how did you ensure that you try to save water?
Well, I'm staying with family here, and I think everybody in the family is well aware of the problem of water, and each and every one works towards saving water, especially when you have a bath or you don't stand for hours under the shower. You just use what you need and get out. So yes, if everybody brings their part, I think that they will save also a lot of water. And I think what I've heard of Mr. Woodendal and people like that, everybody is concerned and they're all bringing their part by the sounds of it. And I think it can only be a good thing if everybody brings their share. But I believe also that there's a lot of places where the taps is just left open, and the water just runs away.
Just last question to you, Mr. Otto, and it deals with just driving around the metro. Did you see perhaps enough signs that, spoke to residents about save water and more awareness programs? Do you think that should have been the direction that the metro should have taken, or were you well, equipped in terms of knowing what to do?
I think it was a very, very good idea of putting up signs all over. And I've even gone past a couple of places where they've got taps where people can go and get water, which is well controlled. I don't know how many is going to be still left in a few months' time, unless it's been taken care of, that it doesn't get vandalized and things like that. But I think it's and then also I think that if everybody puts up a little small tank at home just to catch some rainwater, that rainwater can also help to use for their toilet facilities, and even for the necessary where there's bathing, that's got to be, because that's what we've been doing.
All right. Mr. Otto, thank you so much for your time, and continue enjoying your holiday. Mr. Otto alluding to, Bradan, some of the mitigation programs that have been put in place. We do know that there's a lot of programs around boreholes. We also know that one he mentioned is the communal taps that are around in affected areas where communities have been falling in line, getting water from these taps. Also the issue of water tanks. When we were here about a couple of weeks ago, we saw quite a number of water tanks, but the issue with water tanks really is that there's a very less rain during this time of the year, and these water tanks are primarily used for water tankers, municipal water tankers, to come there and pour water into these water tanks so that people from stranded areas could get water. So the drought continues here, and it will probably continue for much longer. Municipal officials are anticipating that at least for several months that this particular metro will not see a lot of rain.
Thank you very much for that comprehensive update this hour there from Gqeberha, the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. That's Ronald Masinda.